One of the big questions I get asked here is, how do you change a cord on a Kirby? And as you can see, I have a G5 here. I have my Sentria, my personal Sentria here next to it, because there is a slight difference. The majority of the change is the same. This part is different on a few models. Some cords hook here on the side. Other cords, like on the G5 for instance, hook in the back here instead of on the side like the Sentria. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do, you can see I got the bag loose. I'm going to assume if you're changing the cord, you already know it's bad and you know how to dismantle the bag. Take it off. The first thing you do is you give it a good twist. Much easier with two hands, that's why I loosened it already. Take it off. You don't even have to disconnect it from the top. Take it off, just kind of wrap it around, get it out your way, because this is the piece you want to go to. Now, you don't need many tools for this. Basically 3. Now, this is a screwdriver with interchangeable ends. I have a Torx bit 20 here and a Torx bit 15 and a small flathead screwdriver. You don't really need the flathead, it just makes it easier on the models that connect back here. On the Sentria, you do not need it at all. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is take the T20, this screw right here. You can see the cords in here. It goes in here a certain way. If it gives you a hard time, you're putting it back together wrong. But you take the T20, loosen this screw. I have it loosened a little bit already. Speed things up. Now that's out. Set it aside, don't lose it. Now, a flathead does come in handy here also to kind of wedge it. You slide it to the front. You get the screwdriver in there, kind of twist it a little bit, and it'll slide to the front. As you can see, it's got a hook there that holds it in. Let me hold it up a little better. See the hook there? This one goes outside the hole. This one goes inside. The same with the bottom one here. It hooks in. That's why when you go to hook it in, you go this way first. You stick it in like this, push it up, and then you pop it in there and slide it back forward. But we're going to go ahead and wait to do that. Now, you got this cover off. You stick it to the side. Disconnect the cord. Again, easier with two hands. Plugs right into the power adapter inside. Then you're going to change to your, well, you know what? Before we change, let's loosen the trim plate on this one. Now the Sentria, you would go ahead and switch to the T15 and loosen them 2 screws. But since the G5 is the one I'm actually working on, and that's the T15, we need to loosen this trim plate. The way it's hooked in under this trim plate, you need to loosen it first. This is also a T20. Again, I already have it loosened a little bit. Speed things up. Now this screw and the T20 over here look different. Pay attention so you don't stick them in the wrong spot. Then we can go and change the tip to the T15. The T15 is needed for this. Again, this is the different size screw. So then you're going to take your flathead screwdriver, butter knife works also, stick it in here, it pops loose. If you have to force it loose, you tend to break the clips. I've seen it on a number of these things where people try to do it themselves. So be careful. You can see the little hook in there. Well, you see the cord just came right loose once you did that. But right inside there is a little hook, and it hooks in that little hole. Clip, I should say. But if you force it on here, see the little hook up under there? All right, let's see if I can point at it with my screwdriver. right up under there. It hooks onto the frame, so when you put it in, you're gonna put it in like that and then push down and then clip it in the back. Now, it's kind of obvious how to hook the cord up on a G5. On this one, it hooks in, just kind of fold it a little bit. Again, easier with two hands. This keeps too much pull from being on the cord when you're using it. Plus, it has this piece that goes in. Now, I'm not going to take them off. That's just common sense. The trick part that I find many people have is getting this cover off. So that's why I wanted to cover this today. So we're going to put this cord back on because the cord's still good. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown. And don't forget, on the Sentria and some of the models, they'll have it hooked to the side. Same thing for this. Take it off, slide it forward, flip it down, and then you can disconnect the cord. T15 right here, disconnect, put the new cord on, wrap it around. As you can see, it does a little different here. Same basic concept, just different design. Kirby likes to be a little different. I like that, but they got good designs. So, let's go ahead and get this baby back on. Now pretend this is the new cord here. So, you have to get it up under here. You see the way it's shaped? It goes up under the trim plate. Now when you have it right, and get these, there's two hooks here that have to go in there. There's one on each side there. You have to get them hooked in place, otherwise they'll break and it'll create a little gap. Now they're in there. Nope, one's not in there on the other side. Now it's in there. Both of them are in there. The cord's in there in the right location. Let's turn around so we can, you'll hear it snap into place where I was telling you about. Now listen. Not a loud snap, but it snaps in place, fits like a glove. Your cord's in here. Let's see, I still got the T15. So, remember, there's three sizes of screws here, three totally different screws. Let me line them up. Obviously, the T15 there, right there, that holds the cord on. Again, T15's right there. So you put that in first. Sometimes you got to wiggle it around to get the lined up, but it lines up pretty good if it fits right. The way it was designed should be pretty good. Then you just screw it in. You're not trying to twist it like Superman. You just want it good and reasonably tight. Now the other two screws, you can see this one goes to the back trim plate right here. On all the Kirbys, some of them will be Phillips head. On most of them, it's T20s. The one with the built-in washer there looking thing, it goes in the back here. It's shorter, and it's a little fatter head there. Just get it started. Oh, I forgot to change bits. Thankfully, I can do this pretty good with one hand. I like my little screwdriver set. And then you just tighten it up. Again, you don't have to be Superman to do this. I just knocked something on the floor off my 15. Alright, let's see. Let me get this thing plugged up now. It only fits one way. Once you have it in right, if you got to twist it the other way, well, then you're doing it wrong. Can you see in there? The cord is designed to fit one way. If you try to force it, you're doing it wrong. Just slide it in. You'll feel it pop in place. You'll know when it's in there good. It won't make no clicking sound, but you'll feel it. I think it's common sense how to plug stuff up. Okay, now you see the little screw hole there. Now the way this is designed, you might have to adjust it once you get it on there to line that hole up. It might be a little tricky, but see the hook? Again, I hope the lighting's good enough. On the bottom, it hooks in there. Hook it in there. And you see the chunk missing out the corner? It goes right here. Fits like a glove. You hook it in there, stand it up, and you can line it up there. Now you see it's snagging here. That's okay, it's supposed to do that. Again, easier with 2 hands. Okay, we're gonna listen to some disco music apparently because someone's calling me. Now you got it in there without much forcing at all. Then you slide it back some so that hook catches. Did you hear it kind of click? It pops into place. It's got a little gap, not much. Let's see if we can get a picture of the screw hole, see if I got it lined up. It looks pretty lined up. Of course, I'm half blind, so it's hard to tell. Now let's see if I can do this part with one hand. If you have a magnetic tip on your screwdriver, I highly recommend using that. Mine disappeared. And I have been too lazy to buy another one lately. I really need to, especially since I go to the store semi-regularly. That way maybe I won't drop this piece. You know what? Let's see if I can get it in with my hand first. It's also easier without a camera. Okay. Now T20. There it goes. It's trying. Yep. Okay. There, it's in the hole now. Sorry, I'm bad focusing. I'm watching the screw instead of the screen. Again, you do not have to be Superman when tightening this down. Yes, they can vibrate out, but give it a good tight. Just remember, you don't want to be Superman. You're not trying to break the screw or strip it out or anything. Okay, now you got the new cord installed. Remember, we're pretending that's a new cord. You make sure it works, but to make sure it works, you have to test the Kirby. In order to do that, you have to put the bag back on due to the safety switch. Let me see if I can get it on. Look down in there. See the safety switch that needs to be activated? If that's not pushed in or pushed, it will not work. Let me see if I can actually. That is a safety switch. So the bag, let me show you the bag for those that don't know. The bag has a notch in it. Well, I say the bag. Right here. Right here hooks onto that and pushes it forward. When you twist it, it pushes the safety switch forward. That's why you twist these in place. To lock them and to get them to activate that safety switch. That's why it's a little tight sometimes. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, by the way. So we're going to see if I can't do it anyway. I'm working on a small table. Not the best place. I advise a bigger area. Get down on the floor or something. But let's see if I can knock it into place. You don't have to do this. I'm doing it because it's one hand. Nope, that's going to knock it down. But anyway, you get the idea. Twist it into place. Plug it up. Try it. Make sure you have the power nozzle or hose on, because again, it has a safety switch in the front. I'll show you on my Sentria. It's the same on all the newer models. I say newer is in the last 25 years or so. It has, this one is activated, it's pushed in. Only one of these needs to be pushed in. This one is activated by the power head itself, but if you have the hose pushed on, it will push in this one. I need to shine up my Kirby some. But anyway, so you have to have either a nozzle or a hose on here and a bag. If that's on there and you plug it up and it don't work with the new cord, you did something wrong. You can buy these cords off eBay. You can get them off the Kirby site. That's what I recommend. Get them off the Kirby site because they're actual Kirby cords. And you can't always trust everything on eBay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped. Because like I said, I get quite a few phone calls and people asking me, well, how do you change it? It looks simple. A cord should be simple to change. It is if you know what you're doing. T20 screw, T15 screw, T20, slide forward. This is the part that gives people problem. Slide forward, flip down, top down. It's just like a drawbridge letting down. But you have to slide it forward because it's got this hook that hooks it in, and it's got the hook on the bottom, so it don't slide out first. You have to forward, flip down like a drawbridge. Great design. I like it. It keeps people from messing with it. This keeps your cord where it's set. You shouldn't bang it up, even though I've seen people bust these things. I don't know how they do it. I got one now I'm getting ready to replace the cord on because they busted it. So anyway, have a blessed one. If you need anything specific, let me know. I'm always working on Kirbys and I can make different sorts of videos. Thanks for joining.